What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, and Errol, the Truth Spence. We have two fights, one on in August and one in July. They both were canceled, right? One was canceled altogether, which was Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. The whole card was canceled, was postponed to October 9th. And of course, Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. Errol Spence dropped out due to eye injury. Okay. Now, this video is to reflect the differences between both guys. All right. Now, I want to talk to you guys about that for a second because I've noticed a double standard, right? When people talked about Tyson Fury supposed to caught COVID and all this, and he wasn't feeling well, and then before that the rumors came out that he was getting the business in sparring, and then you had the people defending it, then you had the people blasting it. They were blasting this thing. They ran Tyson Fury up the flagpole. Okay. And because of that whole card was canceled, which that was weird. That was really weird. Compared to Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, he had an injury. Okay. And he had damage to his retina on his left eye, so he had to have immediate surgery. So it was yays and nays also. But then the people that defended Errol Spence are the same people that blasted Tyson Fury, right? Meaning, okay, well, Errol Spence, he couldn't have possibly dropped out due to business or due to the fact that he was told to drop out, based on a plan of further business. That could have never happened. Versus Tyson Fury, since he's such a liar, we already know what's going on with Tyson Fury. He didn't catch COVID, which he didn't really act like he caught COVID, to be real. He didn't really do the protocol, okay, of a COVID person. And the days didn't add up. Okay, so I'm not defending it. Okay, I'm not defending it, but what I'm saying is, there is the same way people blast Tyson Fury, why couldn't they blast Errol the Truth Spence? And I'm talking about the usual suspects. I'm talking about the people that, oh man, Tyson Fury's scared, and then now they're still blasting Tyson Fury because now his child died for like 3 minutes or whatnot, and had in like on the incubator and stuff like that, and they're still trying to use that as an excuse. Like, you can't use that as an excuse. You can't use a baby's welfare as an excuse. Like, you can't do that because that doesn't involve Tyson Fury himself. That involves his family. That's two different things. So you're dealing with a person that yeah, it's cool to lie on yourself. We, like Bernard Hopkins said it. Well, hey, we don't know the particulars. We don't know. You don't know if he's lying or not. Meaning you can't say that, hey, that eye line or that eye fracture was just something that just happened. Okay, it could have been orchestrated. It could have been. Who knows? This is boxing. Okay, we don't know if Errol Spence was told, hey, you're gonna get your shot at Manny Pacquiao, but we're gonna give it to you, Dennis Ugas, and then you fight the winner. You think Errol Spence had a problem with that? Because it would seem like to me, Errol Spence would have some type of problem. Like, why is he fighting him when I want that opportunity? What if Dennis Ugas beats Manny Pacquiao? Then they got another problem. But it doesn't really matter if he fights the winner. So as long as he's good, he's good. So you don't know that. And we don't know that wouldn't have happened to Caleb Plant and Canelo. All that stuff is orchestrated or possible orchestration on that side of the street. But my thing is, these guys are so quick to defend Errol Spence, like that could never possibly happen to Errol Spence, but so quick to jump down Tyson Fury's back. Like, the double standard kills me. if you're going to consider the idea of Tyson Fury lying about COVID, why don't you consider the idea of Errol Spence possibly frauding this out, staging this particular eye injury? It's easy to go to a doctor and put a damn thing over your eye. You know what I mean? You didn't see the man go in and do the laser surgery to fix the torn retina or whatever. You didn't see none of that. You know what I mean? You can question every single thing if you want to based on your suspicion, you know. But if you're basing that on, I don't believe Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury is the enemy because he's the white guy. You know what I mean? But then this couldn't happen because Errol Spence wouldn't do that, or this, that, and the other. And let's talk about Bernard for a minute. Why would Bernard say the things he said about Errol Spence? And they messaged me like, well, why would you think that, you know, Bernard Hopkins, why would he say those type of things? I'm like, well, I mean, it takes one to know one. I mean, it does. I mean, look how many times Bernard Hopkins did shit that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Fell all out the ring. And then really his last fight that really caught up with him, because he might have pushed himself out the ring to really try to, you know, get out of that fight, because he was getting his ass thumped. You know what I mean? So he might have just dove out of the ring. Antoine Eccles, you know, when he got slammed and it was real nasty and he said his shoulder and stuff, then all of a sudden it was working. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, Bernard Hopkins he knows every trick in the book. He is known to be one of the dirtiest fighters in the sport, but at the same time, equally have the respect because he's one hell of a fighter. But that doesn't exclude him from doing slick bullshit. So yeah, when he says that, you know, and you're listening to someone like, okay, that's just like Jarrell Miller, right? Take Jarrell Miller for example. Yeah, I know I know this guy's on steroids. AJ, I know you're on steroids. These guys in the black market. How does he know that? Because the motherfucker was juicing. He was buying this shit. That's how he knows certain things. That's how he suspects certain things. Right? If you're subject to those same things and you do those same things, do the math. Okay, so my whole thing is about this video, man, about Errol Spence and Tyson Fury. For the people that defend Errol Spence, don't be so baffled and sensitive that people doubt it. Okay? And in return, the people that try to go to Tyson Fury's age for some COVID shit that he didn't quarantine for, don't be baffled either. Okay, so basically people keep it even. You know, you can't call it ridiculous. Consider the fact, because the facts are, the truth of the facts are, we'll never know. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Errol the True Spence and Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.